high school, and I've been working with them during the school year on water issues. And, they did all the work, I just suggested things they should read. And when I first met with them, they didn't know what PFAS was, and they've come a long way, as you'll see in their presentation. So Zoe, Ryan, take it from here.
Alright. Should I talk into this mic then?
So
It's not on, but
the
it's
microphone
on.
is from above, so
never mind,
don't worry
okay.
about that.
Oh, alright.
And it would be
Alright.
great if you just reintroduce yourselves to
Hello.
the committee, and
Hi.
welcome, thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you. I'm Zoe King.
And I'm Ryan Harned.
Yep.
And we're students from Mattituck High School who have been working with Miss Marie over here. She has been a tremendous help to us in organizing a little project that we are more than happy to share with all of you about this big problem that's going on in our community with saltwater intrusion. So we're very happy to be here, and I think we're ready to get started. All right.
Alright. Okay. Our Water, Our Future, Protecting Southold's Most Precious Resource by Zoe King and Ryan Harned. And that is a picture.
You may have to shift your zips for a second a little bit to see it. Alright, so for all of us as residents on the North Fork, fresh water is very meaningful. It's a very precious resource that we need to conserve in any way we can, especially the fact that we live on an island surrounded by salt water. So preserving this precious salt water that we use and drink and utilize in our everyday lives is something.
So first, where does our water come from? Our aquifers are our only source of water because unlike upstate, we don't have any fresh rivers or streams we can take water from. Southold typically or mainly uses the upper glacial aquifer, which is the most susceptible to the pollutants on the land because it is the most shallow of the aquifers. So pollutants are able to just kind of penetrate the ground really easily and go into our water. And this opens up many problems for us. Yeah, and it's very vulnerable. We need to take care of our water.
As far as the risks to our water here on the North Fork goes, obviously we have the big risk of saltwater intrusion, where we have this increased demand for water, especially during the summer, during the hot months when we use irrigation, we use showers, we just get water directly from our taps that we use to hydrate ourselves. Using so much water at one time, especially when not all of it is needed, depletes our aquifer faster than it can naturally recharge itself, and that allows the salt water from our Peconic Bay and surrounding bodies of water to seep in and, I would not say infect, but I would say infiltrate our fresh water supply. As far as contamination goes, we have nitrogen, pesticides and herbicides from people who try to take care of their crops and afraid of bugs consuming them. But that can obviously result in runoff that gets into our systems and eventually leads into, it can seep through the ground into our aquifer. And as far as PFAS goes, they're also known by their nickname forever chemicals, which can also have serious health implications if they were to be consumed, which would be a terrible thing that we obviously would never want to let happen. As far as the demand goes, peak summer water demand in Southold, it's for irrigation, especially when lawns do not need to be irrigated. For some of those people who, I will not name any names because that would be totally unfair.
But we know they
to those who love to keep their lawns nice and green and may or may not use a little bit more water than they should. In fact, around 70% of the water used in Southold during the summer is used for irrigation, according to the Suffolk Times.
Alright, so what are the effects of saltwater intrusion? Oh, don't think it might be. So it makes our drinking water unsafe, as obviously we cannot drink salt water. That is why we need fresh water. And it's really a pain to get out of our fresh water once it infiltrates it. It takes a lot of filtering, a lot of money, and it's very costly. Again, so saltwater intrusion can also affect our ecosystems. This is when the freshwater dependent ecosystems, such as our local wetlands and forests, are negatively impacted because they do not need salt, and the salt then disrupts their homeostasis and their equilibriums, and they can no longer function correctly. And if this overpumping continues, we will need to import our water, which can become costly. So we need to take action now to prevent this from happening.
As far as efforts to reduce one of the problems mentioned with saltwater intrusion, raising awareness, what we are trying to do to those residents in Southold, like what we are doing today with our project. Implementing regulations to save our water supply so saltwater intrusion can be reduced and not allowed to spread. And we need this because according to a 2011 study, significant lowering of the aquifer by 2030, if seasonal water demand is not reduced, will decrease rapidly and increase the likelihood, so the lower that the fresh water gets allows more of the salt water from the base to infiltrate the aquifer and therefore contaminate it with unsafe water for all of us to be drinking. One of these projects in place right now is the SCWA pipeline project, which is the Suffolk County Water Authority working on a pipeline to bring water to Southold town from, I believe it is a place, somewhere not on the South Fork, but close to the edge. This project aims to reduce the pumping from local wells, lessening the strain on our aquifer and mitigating saltwater intrusion as a whole.
Alright, what are the effects of contaminants? So contaminants like lead, VOCs from paints and solvents and gasoline, and PFAS can cause serious health issues. Some of these can cause kidney problems, endocrine problems, reproduction problems, especially in children. Like lead can seriously affect children, like brain development, cause them, even if as infants, if they're in womb, can cause blue baby syndrome. I think that's with nitrates, where they don't get enough oxygen because the nitrogen takes the oxygen from it and they can no longer receive oxygen, which leads to a lessened brain development. It also causes environmental damage because excess nitrogen can lead to algal blooms, where the algae will die off and then the decomposers will decompose the algae, but while doing that, they take the oxygen from the water, so the water becomes anoxic, so the fish no longer have oxygen because they do need oxygen even though they don't breathe. Without this oxygen, they can no longer survive and they die, and that's very terrible for ecosystems. And it can also create unsafe seafood because with the pathogens and toxic contaminants in our water, the local fish and shellfish can absorb these contaminants, and then by us eating them, we actually absorb more of those chemicals, which can again negatively affect us.
All right, what are some efforts that we can fight back against contamination, whether it's from PFAS or nitrogen or saltwater intrusion? Improved infrastructure is definitely one where we can. There are many efforts underway that we can definitely take a part of to reduce runoff from that can carry pesticides or any of these other contaminants from carrying into our sources of water. Public education, where we're educating the community, such as what we are doing now. As to the proper disposal of medications, solvents, and especially things like batteries, where we can prevent these substances from entering our water supply and potentially introducing harmful substances to our drinking water, and especially the addition of advanced septic systems. This combats nitrogen pollution. In addition to that, all new construction in Southold is now required to include innovative and advanced septic systems. For existing homes, especially in Suffolk County, New York State offers grants of up to $30,000 in order to help homeowners upgrade their septic systems to not allow these harmful contaminants from entering their systems. So we are very thankful for that, and we hope some of us will try to take advantage of those who especially have these outdated septic systems that are in need of improvement.
Alright, what are the effects of unsustainable demand? Wow. It causes depletion of our aquifer and eventually saltwater intrusion because, as Ryan stated before, when our aquifer depletes, saltwater is allowed to come in, intrude, and cause all those problems. Again, it can lead to water quality degradation because the high demand can lead to increased nitrate levels, which can fuel harmful algal blooms. And again, it can lead to rising costs because once our aquifer is declined, then we would need to find water from other sources, hence increasing the cost of our water. And isn't everyone entitled to fresh water for free? So we will see what happens.
What are some efforts to address this unsustainable demand that we have for water? As far as conservation-focused water rates, SCWA has implemented a tiered rate system, which means that higher water users, especially that use large volumes of waters for things like lawn irrigation, are charged a higher rate, creating a financial incentive to conserve. Therefore, if they have to pay more because they use more water, this creates an incentive that if they use less, then they'll have to pay less. And obviously, who wants to pay more for fresh water? I don't think anyone. As far as public education campaigns go, the SCWA and local groups like the North Fork Environmental Council are promoting water saving practices. This includes encouraging residents to water lawns only when necessary, not every other day, as well as to water lawns, as well as to avoid watering during the hottest parts of the day, and to conserve water the best they can, especially for times when your lawn needs it most, not when you think it'll make it look the most perfect, because we may need to make sacrifices like our lawns in order to conserve this water. As far as regulations go, Southold Town has been working on new codes to manage irrigation. These aim to reduce the peak demand by restricting watering on certain days and times, which helps to lessen the overstrain on the aquifer that is being depleted, allowing more salt water to come in and like I said, I don't want to say infect, but intrude on our water, our precious water that we keep very near and dear to our hearts, especially being on an island surrounded by swamp water.
Alright, why does this matter to us? Long Island's identity is shaped by water, our bays, farms, and beaches. Protecting water means protecting our way of life, fishing, farming, and recreation. It's about preserving this place we love for ourselves and for future generations.
Alright, as far as things that we can all do as residents, no matter what you are or who you or what you do, these are all things that we can do as residents of Southold Town to conserve our water and contribute to resolving this water problem. In your own yard, you can reduce or eliminate lawn fertilizer to decrease nitrogen runoff that could eventually end up in our bodies of water. Install smart irrigation systems and rain sensors, which will sense how much water you use and regulate that based on how much is used to either water your lawn or water flowers, etc. As far as incorporating native plants into your garden that require less water, native plants are already tuned to our climate's natural rain system. Since they are already tuned, they shouldn't have to be watered on a specific schedule, since they should already be tuned to the rain schedule that we have in this climate, since they are native and should already be able to survive. Also things like rain barrels and dry wells to manage and capture runoff as well can also be very useful. In your own home, fix leaks if you know how, or call someone to fix leaks and install low flux fixtures. Taking shorter showers, I mean, let's be honest, after a long day, who doesn't like a nice warm shower on their back? But like I said, sacrifices must be made. So if you need to cut back on a however long you take your showers, if it's a 10-minute shower, maybe make it 5 minutes. And only run dishwashers when it's completely full, not when you have maybe 1 cup and 2 forks in there. In your community, properly dispose of medications and chemicals. Never dump them down the drain. If you want to know where to dump them out, either do some research or contact someone that you may know that can help you. Use commercial car washes that recycle water instead of washing your own car, which creates contamination with the soap that you use that creates runoff into our systems. Advocate for and support strong environmental legislation. And consider upgrading your septic system, as we previously mentioned, the damaged septic systems that you may have and maybe not even know it could be contributing to this problem. So if it is damaged, then do what you can to basically make sure that this system is no longer contributing to the problem, especially with the available grants that New York State has to offer.
Sources and where to learn more. If we make this into a website, you can actually click on each of those things. I don't know if I can do it now. Should I try?
Are you good? Oh, there we go. Yeah, how cool
I don't think
is
it's
that?
showing on there,
You guys
but it
can
does.
see
Yeah,
it.
but
It does
you
go
all can
on
see
there.
that, right? Yeah. Oh,
It
look,
does
there
go
you-
to the website.
There you
so
go. How neat is that?
There you go. You're welcome.
Didn't crash.
Yeah, thank God.
There you go.
That's
Scary.
great.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's all work as one town, not a group of individuals, to conserve our water the best that we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
That was a great presentation.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
In
you.
alliance with so much of the work that we're doing here at the Water Advisory Committee on the irrigation legislation and on
Yeah, I've
thinking
heard a lot
about
about that.
how can we influence, to your point, Ryan, communities and not act as individuals, but act as a collective shared interest. So really well done, thank you.
You're very welcome.
A question for you, what do you think would be the best way to try to educate the public?
Maybe make a TikTok. Like, I don't even know. It depends on who you're aiming towards. If you're aiming towards maybe younger generations such as myself, maybe social media or I don't even know. What do you think?
If you're gonna gear education towards younger generations like ourselves, there are so many platforms where you can, especially things such as TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. It's not just about doing a dance, or it's not just about showing something cool that you like. It's also, even if it's 1 or 2 minutes, just spreading that little bit of information out there that someone, as they're scrolling through may pop up on their screen and may not even know that it's happening, can really just enlighten people as to what's going on in their own community. And even just in that split second, whether it's a minute or 2 minutes or however long the little thing lasts, can really inform people and make them want to contribute to saving our water in this precious way. So that's where we're gearing towards right now.
Okay. Because I wonder, Al, if like this presentation can go onto the town website and we could make a separate tab for
That's a great
water
idea.
usage and things like
Very
that.
good idea.
Maybe on the water committee's page?
Yeah.
And how did you start this? I mean, whose idea was this? How did this get put together?
I think it was
It's
Mrs.
very good.
Murray,
Mrs. Murray, through the wonderful help that she has given us, gave us the suggestion to put together a presentation to educate those who are conscious about this problem, about what they can do, what the problem is, and through this app that Zoe suggested called Canva, because I'm not really that tech savvy, she loves making the presentations. She really contributed mostly to this because I'm not.
And didn't you take some of the
too much it.
pictures, though?
I took one picture.
I believe she
Oh,
did. She did.
Yeah,
She
but
said.
I took one.
She did. So I'm very appreciative that she was able to show Canva to me and play around with the little things that we could do to bring all this information to you today.
Very well put together.
Yes, great.
Yeah, and if you're willing, I know how to contact you. We may want your advice on future campaigns, because we're
Yeah.
gonna work on doing a campaign for the town, right, Al?
And definitely when this comes up for a vote at the town, we'd like your input at that meeting also. So
Absolutely.
we'll make sure that you're included
Oh,
in
that'd be
at that
wonderful.
time.
That would be very
Yeah,
helpful.
Yeah, so
it would be.
Is that on the 20th or what's?
22nd.
22nd?
July 22nd?
think
This
it
would be the work
4:30.
session. 4:30. Oh, okay, 4:30, the afternoon meeting.
Yes, it's afternoon.
That's a Tuesday. Would you be available?
I unfortunately would not be able to
Okay,
attend.
but Zoe could attend. Can you?
Well, probably.
You can get back
We'll see.
to us.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
get the
right.
day off,
And you can
Ryan?
get in touch with
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and we are looking for public comment, so if you wanna submit something in writing,
Yes.
it goes into the official town record
Yeah,
and is
that would
used
be
in our
nice.
decision making.
And you could get your name in the paper.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's
It's
Not to be followed.
good having young people pay attention to this sort of thing.
Yes.
It's your water.
Yeah.
It's not just our water. It's everybody's
Everybody's
Yeah,
water.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's right.
very important that your generation is aware.
And I'm looking forward to going home and tell my wife that Ryan Harned told me I can't wash the cars anymore.
You've been fired.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Well, Mattituck opened up again, so.
Oh, they did?
Good.
Yeah.
Ryan says I shouldn't do